All right, let's begin our section this afternoon. I want to complete these chapters. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so you can see the slide as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Give me a moment, yeah. Okay. Okay, today we take a look on another topic, which is the SQL, right? We have done the HTML, CSS, and also the PHP. Now we move to the second sections, okay, which is the database segment. So I'm going to start with the SQL, and then after that, in this SQL we have two sections, okay. So today I want to cover this one, and then we have another relational databases. In fact, just the refreshment for some of the students in this class, okay. And I guess some of you still having your database applications developments this semesters. So, and then after that, we're going to go to the database application developments. Okay, so then we're going to combine everything that you learn from HTML, CSS, PHP, and also the database before we move ourselves to the JavaScripts. Okay, so we start with our sections with this SQL. So if we look at this image here, nowadays we have a lot of what we call random access technology. But before we talk about what is database, okay, so perhaps you guys as the computer science students, you need to know the history of the storage, okay. So I'm not sure how many of you actually ever know about the tape, okay. So this type of tape technology, basically we call the sequential what they call master updates technology. So, and if we look at this diagram on the left hand side here, let's take a look on the scenario where this happened in the early of 70s, where we try to imagine that there is a list of transactions that happened at the bank, okay, at the early of 70s. So this is a very old time, right? Myself also not born yet during this moment. So perhaps particular banks, we do have the few thousands or even few hundred thousands of customers. So, and perhaps these transactions, some of them is going to deposit the money, okay, some of them is going to withdraw the money, okay. So, and each of the days that we assume that this is on Monday, okay, Monday. And so from 9 o'clock to, let's say, 3 p.m., okay, for particular bank, they start their business at 9 a.m. and then close at 3 p.m. in this case. And then all their clients might involve in the deposit some money or withdraw some money. So, and then each of these, what they call actions, we call as the transactions. Okay. So, for example, there is a customer ID called number 3. and another customer call ID number 5 here. Okay, so this one, he going to deposit 100 ringgit, and this one try to withdraw 500 ringgit. Okay, 500, yeah. So, and end of the business days, this transaction going to sort in sequence order, okay, from 1 to maybe 1,000. Okay, so number 1, there is no transactions on the day. Number 4, there's no transactions. Number 2, there's no transactions. Only 3 and 5, and some of them have this type of transactions. Then you need to sort it out. So you on Monday, right? On Monday, the bank is going to use this OTAP, right? OTAP, right? OTAP. So in this what they call O sorted tape, you also have your existing record in this case. So from 1, 2, 3, 4 until 100, or even more up to 1,000 customer record. So initially we know that at the beginning at 9 o'clock, okay, we saw that the balance for this customer 1 is 100. This one is 200. Okay, 200. This one is 300, and so on. So at the end of the business days, after 5 o'clock, okay, PM. So you need to do a merging, okay. So for number 1, there is no transaction here. So remain number 1 on the new tapes now is 100 ringgit balance. Number 2, there's no balance, no transactions, remain at 200. Number 3, suppose 300, deposit 100, now you have 400. Okay. Number 4, 400, no transaction. Number 5, 500 minus 500, now your balance is 0. Number 6, and so on. Right? So you see, this type of a sequential master updates, it could be a very tedious process for us to update the record every day from number 1 until the end. Right? So this is a sequential, what you call achievement, sequential technology. We can't reach particular record set just like random access at today's technology. So you need to search from 1 until you reach the point that we want to go. All right. So, and at the end of the business days, you have this one, okay, then this one will be moved into the next business day, which is on Tuesday. All right. So particular bank, they might have tape number 1, tape number 2, tape number 3, tape number 4, tape number 5, tape number 6, tape number 7. Okay, they're going to rotate this tape. All right. So this is what we call a sequential update technology. Okay. So you need to understand that in sequential method, we can't achieve particular data just with a single click. You must go through from one to another. Okay. So of course, the kind of technologies and the problems just happen sometimes. Then we introduce you into this random access technology, and I think you guys should know what is this all about, which is a hard disk. So and then you store data over on the hard disk, a piece of data here, a piece of data here, a piece of data here. So and then if we know that this disk is going to spin, okay, the disk is going to spin at a very common 7200 resolution per minute. Okay, so it's a speed, and also this head is going to move, okay, maybe like 2 milliseconds. Okay, the what they call the time to switch from this point to this point in order for you to read, wait for this data to be here, for you to what they call read this piece of data. So this is much more faster than sequential access. Okay, this is the called random access, of course, in this case. But then, of course, nowadays you have the SSD technology and so on, which is much more faster. So, and we need to understand that in the random access, when you want to achieve this kind of data, still need some time based on the speed, right? So there is a technology we call index file, okay, INDEX, index. So index actually we store the most frequent data. So instead of for me to wait for this data to be here, and then from when reach here, it come to this point, and then move to this point and move to this point. And the better solution is that we can have a small file here, okay? So I store some of the randoms, what they call data point here. For example, email when doing searching or whatnot. So those are very frequent retrieve data I store over here. Okay, so I just need to read from here and it will direct point to here. Okay, I need to reach this one, I just point to here. Okay, so that is a kind of what they call indexing. The concept of indexing, we're going to use it in our SQL statement later. Okay, so basically these are the concepts from the sequential into random access. So, and you know what is the relational databases that you learn in your database application developments, right? So, of course, relational database model, we have the row and also the columns in the table, right? We do have a table of data, right? And we do have the sometimes people call tuple, sometimes people call record, sometimes people call attribute, sometimes people call what they call this columns. So basically, it depends, pretty much depends on because we understand that the engine behind the databases are mathematics. Okay, mathematics, and some of the mathematicians they like to call tuple. Okay, but the computer scientists like to call row, for example. Okay, so basically they are referring to the same things, just that these people, the researcher, are come from computer science background or from the mathematics background. Okay, so relational database, we store our data into a table. Okay, and table is a term that we use under computer science, but in mathematician they call as the relations. Okay, table actually is refer to relations. That is where we call relational database coming in here. Okay, so once you store data in the table, so you can retrieve using a query. Okay, so SQL basically is a language for you to retrieve a data from a table, from a databases. So I will share one video about these ladies, Elizabeth Font. Okay, so please feel free to take a watch, okay, take a look on this Elizabeth Font. So the history is that I think I told you guys that before this, what they call language come into the scene, we do have the many vendors like Oracle's, IBM's, and many other vendors. So in the United States, before this SQL language come into the scene, and all these vendors go and approach their local federal, what they call government agency, they claim their what they call DBMS is the best. Okay, but there are so many different vendors, and then the federal they try to talk to all these vendors. Okay, now you guys, I don't care how good is your products, so please try to find a solution that I need to have something new so that I don't want to depend on each of you. So that is where this SQL language come into the scene. So whether you use Oracle, okay, you use MySQL, you use other types of database engine, which is supported by different vendor, you still need to learn about SQL language. Okay, so this SQL language is nothing to do with the language that you learned, okay, like PHP, Java, and so on. This is a totally independent language, okay? That's why if you don't have any knowledge in the PHP, don't have any knowledge in your, what they call HTML and so on, it's fine, no problem, okay? So in this second sections, or in this whole syllabus, this is something totally independent from the others. But when it comes to third sections, I'm going to touch about database applications. That's where we are going to combine the HTML, CSS, and others language together with the SQL language coming to the third topics before we go for the JavaScripts. Okay? So take a look if you have time for that. So in the SQL language, we know that this is the language, okay, in order for you to talk to the database, okay, basically the SQL is more or less working on the create, read, update, and delete. So these are the four key operations that when you learn about database, you should know how to do all these things, okay? So in these chapters, basically we are going to touch on these things, okay? And we are going to use the MySQL, okay, and also the command, okay, to what you call achieve our server, all right? Okay, to achieve our server, which is the what they call MySQL in this case. Okay, whether you can use the IDE, okay, like what you install on it. Okay, so and from the user perspective, we know that we have a physical database, okay, that is on the disk level, okay, and you can view. We know that in order for us to communicate between the user view and also the whole physical representations, basically pretty much depends on the SQL language, okay. So of course we do have the conceptual level and also the internal level. So if you go for the internal levels, this conceptual level basically pretty much on the ER diagrams and all those diagramming things that you learned in other subjects. And this is where all the physical representation in your table, okay? So these are the terminology that you will see from different textbooks, but don't be confused, but actually they are referring to the same things. As I told you, when you saw the table, they talk about table, actually is referred to relations. So whenever you see the relations or the table, actually they are referring to the same things, a table here, okay, a table. And each of these table, okay, is referred to a relations. And we do have a tuple and also row. So each of these, okay, we call as a row or tuples. We also have an attribute, sometimes called column or field, which is this one, okay? And each of these are called attribute or field or columns, refer to the same things. So of course, databases, it going to consist more than one table most of the time, okay? And from a table to table, there is a relationships in between them, okay? So this is explanations over here, okay? What is tuples and the table refer to the relations, attribute, or the field. So if we try to provide the analogy of Excel file or what they call access, okay? So you can take a look that all these tab is referred to a table or relations, okay? And we do have the row and tuples, okay? And this part, okay, is not the data, okay? But this part is the metadata, okay? So we as the computer scientist or the database administrator, we are dealing pretty much on this part, okay? So, and each of these the metadata, they have their own characteristics. Okay, for example, what is the data type for this one? What is the length of that field can store, and so on, right? For example, varchar. Okay, so those are the example of the data type for particular field or the attribute in this case. Okay, so these are the common database systems. I think in the what you call database application developments, we introduced you pretty much on the Oracle side. Okay, and in this web application, we come into this part. Okay, which is open source. This one we have the licensing, and if you notice that Oracle sometimes is very heavy. Okay, it's a very heavy compared to the MySQL. Of course, you can, if sometimes you go for, after you graduated, so you go to some industry, your firm using SQL Server, which is come from Microsoft, you also can try on it, okay? It's also very user-friendly, okay? And beside that, there are many other open source database systems as well. So we take a look on the operation side of the SQL now. Okay, so we come back to this request response cycles figures. So now we take a look on this aspect from here. Okay, so you are sitting here, you try to click on the link, hyperlink, and coming in, okay, so if you go through the HTTP and then come into this web server, so you notice that it might retrieve some library file or HTML code, okay, so you go from some processing and you notice that, oh no, I need some data, so I come to here. So, and when coming to the SQL part, you're going to read, your engine is going to read the SQL statements and going to retrieve a lot of data, okay? And then after that, return back to here, okay? Return back to your web server, okay? And then you also continue with your PHP, okay? And then pass back over here to the response, okay? So today we want to take a look on pretty much from here, this angle here, okay, on this aspect, okay, how your web server actually make use of the SQL statements, okay, to interact with your MySQL server, okay, right? We take a look on this aspect. Okay, if you take a look on this diagram here, this is something that I want to show you today, okay? You, in this case, in these chapters, you are the database administrators, okay? So in order for you to reach this MySQL server, of course, you can use MyPHP admin. This is a very nice user interface IDE, okay, IDE. So you can send your create your tables, you can do your what they call these operations over the SQL statements to reach your MySQL server. At the same time, you also can use a command line. Okay, you also can use a command line to interact with the same piece of the server here. Okay, of course, we can use the 8080 support, you know, to connect to the same database server. This is the things that I want to show you today. Okay, and I want you guys to try on it. Okay, if you go to your Putra Blast, I share you one handout. Okay, that's one handout. Okay, inside there is all the SQL statements. Okay, so you must try how this thing can be done over the phpMyAdmin and also your command line, through the command line, and interact with the same piece of the server. Okay, so I hope you guys now already installed the XAMPP, okay, for the window. Okay, so if you click on admin, you should able to come into this what they call phpMyAdmin interface in this case. Okay, So if you click on the database, okay, you should able to see all the database that you have on your what you call database server, okay? And of course, you can interpret directly over here, okay, on this screen in this case. Later, I will show you all these things. And that is one way use your PHP admin to interact with the web server behind the scene. At the same time, you also can use the command line, okay? So I'm using Windows, then you guys can take a try on this one, okay? Then if it's working, it will ask you to prompt, it will prompt the password for you to input the password. So you just click enter, okay? Then it will start to see Mario DB, okay? The interface to talk with your what you call database server, okay? So this one I will share with you in a short while. This is how it works, okay, in a command prompt, okay? So the first line is something like this, and then you just key input this one, okay? Of course, you can use other way in order to reach this part, okay? It's okay, okay, but you can use a change directory, change to the C, okay, CD, dot, dot, change directory. These are all the command prompt instructions, yeah? And then after that, you can, what they call, travels to different directory, and then come to this part. So if you want to make it easy, you just input this one, okay? And then it will show you something like this. And of course, this is not my SQL. If you, my one is start with Mario, okay? Mario DB, something like that. I will show you on this case, okay? So, and then you can start doing some instruction on this case, okay? And you will notice that if you do some SQL statements on this command prompt, and then you go to your my PHP admin, okay, it will change over there. So, or you do something in the my PHP, and then you try to search from your command prompt, you will see these two things actually is interrelated, okay? Okay, so let's go through some of the,
Doctor,
yep.
if we already have the MySQL in like installed in our laptops, not the XAM one, can we work with that? Connect it with the PHP?
I'm not so sure which you are not using them, you're using what?
The MySQL, the one we installed it from the database course.
Database course. It should be the same. It should be the same. But
Mm-hmm.
wondering why your database course using MySQL?
We are using the MySQL, the command line.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because we
Who
haven't.
is the one teaching you the what you call this database application?
Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
Who is Dr. Nick?
I-
Who is the instructor?
Huh?
Who is the instructor using MySQL?
Yeah, he's Dr. His name is Dr. Nick. I remember.
Dr. Nick.
Or Ing.
Dr. Ng Ken Yap.
Ah, Dr. Ng Keng Yap.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, we use the MySQL command line and MySQL workbench.
Actually, you know, you guys should use the Oracle index courses. Okay, you guys should use the Oracle index courses. I'm not sure why, but it's okay. Okay, I don't want to comment much on that. Okay, right. Come back to this case. I want to share with you some things. Yeah, I share my window now. We are present share a window. No. I share a screen better. Okay, you can see my screen now, right? The whole screen. Okay, so because now the screen is on this room now, right? If you saw the screen in the room, right? Yes or no?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, give me a feedback, okay? So I want you guys to observe, okay? I want you guys to observe, okay, how it works actually. So the first thing is that if I go to command prompt here, okay, if I go to command prompt on this case, okay, the first thing is that if I try to, I use this one easier, I try to come into this case, okay, I want to go to this directory, okay, if I try to paste these things, enter, it will prompt me a password. Can you see it?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, good. So I want you guys go back and try. Okay, no, go back like you guys at home, right? So I want you guys to try as well. This handout actually I already shared with you guys. Okay, so I want you guys to try all these things, and when show the enter password, just click enter. But you see, you observe what was happened here. Right? How come cannot connect to MySQL server? See, it cannot connect to MySQL server. Why? Because you haven't on the services on the server side. So what you need to do, you may go to, can you see my screen here now?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, I'm on the exam now. Okay, so you no need to start your Apache because I'm not going to touch about application. I just need to start my Rex MySQL services here. So I just start it. Okay, so it go to a POP 3306. Okay, so now I just close it. I come back to here. I try again. Okay, now we see what will happen. Yeah. Okay, I try again. Ask for password. Enter. Now you see, welcome to MariaDB monitors. So now you success. Okay, you're successful here. Okay. Now, if I go back to this case, I go to my admin. This is the screen that. Okay, this is a screen that. A moment. Give me a minute. Hey, how come it's not detected? Minute. Give me a moment now. I stop first. Do I need to start this one? Not really. Let me start again. No, this one I don't need actually. Okay. Okay, what I mean just now, I no need to start the web Apache because I don't need to start the Apache because when I go through the command prompt, in order for me to connect to the databases, I just need to what they call on my MySQL. But because this one is on the application already, right? This is on the application side. That's why I need to start my Apache in this case. Okay, clear? So now if you take a look on this case here, right? You can see this is the whole IDE, PHP my admin here, okay? So you can see that if I click database, you can see all these database I have in this case, right? I can see all these databases. So now I try to delete this my people, okay? I try to delete my people, I drop it. So you see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, don't simply delete the file here, okay? Some of the file, they use it for different purposes. Other purposes, don't simply go and delete it, okay? So maybe you guys coming in only have 3 schemas here, my PHP schema and this one also I created. So you look at this part, this is PHP admin. You can see information schema, MySQL performance schema, and PHP admin. So if I go to my command prompt, okay, we come back to this command prompt here, okay. So let's say I try to show databases. Can you see the things? Exactly the same things here. Okay, what you saw on the My PHP admin, it will show as well on this part. Okay, it will show over here as well. Okay, so now let's try on something. Okay, let's try on some things. I try to create a databases from here. Okay, I try to create databases from command prompt. Okay, let's go to here. Okay, I try to create a database. Copy. I could create database people. Okay, of course, by default, the characters, this character set basically some of the character, like including Asian characters, it will be recognized by your database systems. Okay, you just adopt this one. Okay, so I create database people here. Okay, and I click enter. Just now I already deleted, right? I don't have that, right? In fact, in our this case also don't have the my people here, right? So I try to come to this command prompt. I try to click enter. You see query OK. Okay, query OK, one row affected. Now I try to show database again. Databases. Oops. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Database BASES. So you see that I have one new database coming in, people here, right? Okay, I can see this one, people. So if I go back to my PHP my admin here, I try to refresh. If you look at here, okay, there's no people here. I try to refresh. You see the people coming back here. You see this? Now I have this one, people, right? Okay, next, what I want to do is that I want to create a table under these people. Okay. Okay, next, I'm going to use the create a table, this one. Okay, let's see here. Let's see how it works. I like to do over here. Okay, use people. Okay, you need to change to none into people first, so then you know where to create the table, right? So you use the people in the databases. It will change from this none into a people here. Then only you can create a table. Okay, so in this table, I'm going to use create two field here. One is a name, data type is varchar, another one email varchar as well. Okay, all right. Okay, and then I try to click enter. Okay, before I click enter, let's see what is happened over here. All right, so you take a look on this my people. Okay, the structure here is nothing. Okay, you don't see anything from my people. Okay, there's nothing here, no table found in the databases. You see that? Okay, now I want to create a table in my people. I want to create table user in my this people table. Okay, no, people database. Okay, people is database, table is the users. I click enter. You see that query OK, 0 row affected. Okay, so how should I show what's inside here? I try to describe what are users. You can see that, oh, okay, actually these two things created. Okay, it's created already. So if you go back to this part here, okay, so I try to click at people, right? You see that, oh, there is a users table here. See, there's a user table created. Just now don't have that, right? Don't have this one. Now you see the user created. You click inside, right? Inside there is nothing here. No data. No data at all. Okay, there's no data. Only have the empty field, name and email. Only name and email. So what should I do? Can I insert some data into inside here? Can I create something over here? So
Yeah,
if let's say I try to select star from users, okay, what will happen to us? Right? Empty set. It's empty set here. Okay, empty set here. So now I try to use this part here. Okay, I try to run the SQL. Okay, I try to insert this line. Okay, okay, guys, you need to understand that if only one line, copy. I try to run this one. Insert into user. This field name, and this is the value I want to insert into my table users. Okay, this is the name of the field. This is the value going to insert in. So if only one line, I no need to have these semicolons. It's okay. Okay, I no need to have these semicolons, and then I try to go. Okay, one row inserted. Okay, so if you go to look at table user, you can see that here. You can see the chunk data inserted here. So if you go back to your command prompt, come to command prompt, okay, you try to select star from users, you should be able to see the same data. See? You should be able to see the same data now. Right? See the same data. Okay? So I try to insert another piece of data to here through the command prompt. Okay, another piece, I try to go for this one. Okay, insert into users, okay, with another piece of data instead of this one, enter. Now inserted, okay, affected. I try to describe what? No. I want to select star from users. Now you see, data selected. If you go back to here, right, you refresh it, you see, see, same things here, same thing. Okay, so go to SQL. I try to insert all together 3, copy. Now I need to run 3 different statements, so I need to have a semicolon. Okay, I try to go. 3 affected. Okay, you go to my users, you notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inserted. Okay, the data inserted. And if you go back to your command prompt, try to select all again. SSE3150-1 start from users. Now you should have supply data now. Okay, can you guys understand or not?
yes, doctor.
Okay. Any questions?
No, it's clear data.
Who got questions? No?
No.
No questions, yeah?
I'm
Okay.
just facing the same problem with the ZAM SQL. I couldn't connect it because of the port.
Who got a problem?
Huh?
You got a problem?
The port 3306
Mm-hmm.
because it is already used.
Yeah. I told you guys, okay?
So I need to uninstall that one.
So the thing is that try to search from Google how to change the port.
In ZAM.
Yeah, because if your laptop use what they call because as I told you, we have so many vendors of databases, and some of you use Oracle, okay? And databases usually they use the same port, so you need to go back to the previous databases, change the port for that, okay? And then only this port they will assign to the right port. If the port is already being used, then of course you cannot get connected. Right? Try to search from Google, figure out the port config in this case. Because one port only assigned to one database systems. Right? Clear?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. So, and let's see others. You also can do delete, okay? You also can do update, and so on. Okay, so you guys need to try on all these things. Okay, the handout. Okay, or the handout, you need to try on it. Okay, so stop sharing. You must try, I tell you guys, okay. Okay, let's come back to here. Okay, now I read off my screen, right? Okay, give me a moment, yeah. Wait, where was it? Sorry. Present now. Window. Hey. Okay, right. Now we come back to the slide here. So this slide, a lot of subsequent slide actually I already show you just now. So you know what is the show databases on your command prompt, right? Okay, just like print world, okay, but to me it's not so similar to hello world, right? So this is command prompt, and with semicolon you can try it in your command prompt, and you should see all the database that you have, okay? And you can create the database, okay, and also use the people before you can start. Remember, just like I show you, you must use the people, then only can create the table under the people, okay? So these are the outlooks that I share with you, okay? You can experience yourself. And I also show you how to create the table through the command prompt. Okay, basically this is a SQL statements. You can run it over a command prompt, or you run it in the PHP MyAdmin. Okay, both okay. So you describe the user, basically you want to know what is inside the user. This is the statements. So this is the screen. Okay, and of course, you can use your PHP admin to create the field here. Okay, but trust me, a lot of programmers, they don't like to use this type of interface because sometimes it is very troublesome. So a lot of programmers, we like command prompt rather than this type of interface. Okay, since you can interact with the what I call on these database servers, it's the same. Okay, this one just the screenshot for you, and I also show you we can insert it, the data that into your table user just now. Okay, you also can run over here on the PHP, right? And then you will see it will take an effect that show over here. Okay. Okay, this one I never show you, but you can try on it. Okay, I want you guys to try on it. Okay, you can delete from both sides, see if it works or not. Okay, so on the PHP, it means if you go to SQL, just try don't to copy and paste lah. Right, so you as a student, you must know all these commands. Okay, so basically it's saying that I'm going to delete one user. The condition is the email is equal to this one. Okay, then after you refresh, see whether this what they call particular record will be deleted or not. Okay, try to explore. Okay, you can key in over here. Okay, in this my SQL tag, enter and click go here. Then you will see the output. And you also can do some update. Okay, you want to do some update. You want to update on the table. You want to set the name field. This is a field. Okay, to this one. Okay, the existing one I don't care what is it, but I want to know. I want assign this value into this field name. Where because in our table there are so many records. What is the conditions? So please find me the record that having this email, and the name for this record, I want to change or assign this value into this field. Go and try. Then only you can see it. Okay. So yeah, then you will see the name change. Okay. So select basically is apply when you want to read a data. Remember just now, the data that you can go for create, read, update, delete, CRUD. Okay, don't forget about these key operations. Later we come into JavaScripts. Okay, JavaScripts. Okay, then we will see this one again. Okay, so you can select all. When you see the asterisk is referred to all, or you want to select particular user. So this is the conditions. Where is the conditions? Okay, right? When you see select all star, you're going to show all the data that in your user table. Okay, if you have a conditions, okay, you can see this one using limit and 30. Yeah. Okay, later we see what is the limit here. Okay. So there's a particular condition email to this one, then only one show to you. And you also can select then order by the email. Okay, this is a sorting. Okay, sort in ascending or descending order. Okay, so if you don't mention it DESC, then it will order by ascending. Okay, if you print all the user and sort by the email. Okay, unless you specify DESC, then it will sort descending order. Okay, all right. So, yeah.
Is ASC the default? Okay.
What is that?
Is ASC the default? Ascending.
Yeah, default. Yeah, this is the default.
Okay.
Yeah, default is ascending.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and you also can print where you want to search something like this. You want to search the name of particular record. The name have something, this ampersand, something in front, and after E there's something behind. Okay. In this ampersand here, doesn't count how many characters. Okay. So if I can simplify this whole thing, it shows that please list me all the users that there's an E in his or her name. Okay, in between E there are some characters, another one there are some character after the E. It don't count only one character or two characters in front. At the back there's only one character or two characters or three characters. Make it simple is that please find me the name of the users, okay, where the name contain E. Okay, try. So if I do that way, so you can see that there's an E here. So this two will be shown. Limit. Okay, now this is one. You order by DESC, then it will sort by DESC. Okay, so you can see that limit 2 means that please it only show me the top 2. Okay, only the top 2. Okay, so if you have a 5 record that come out from this order, then you only show the top 2. Okay, because limit 2. When you see this one, okay, this one is the second one is by ascending order. But then if let's say you have 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it show 2 only, but it start from 1. Remember the first one actually is 0.
Dr. I think the network is not.
What is that? What is that? Okay, yeah, I can't hear you. Excuse me. Someone can help me? Hello?
I think he got
Network is
disconnected, doctor.
Okay, right. Okay. So guys, you need to understand that in databases, right? When it sort and display, the first items index
So I
at
think
0.
I think your network is lagging.
What? I can't hear you.
Your network is
Can you?
lagging. Your network is lagging.
Your network or my network is lagging?
I'm not sure that the problem is with the doctor's connection, Francis. It's
Yeah,
with your connection.
yeah, I
We
think
can hear you fine.
I think your network got problem. My network shouldn't be a problem here. My internet speed is very fast, unless there is a blackout. Otherwise, I don't think there is a problem on my internet.
Yeah, it's okay. We can hear you clearly, Doctor.
Okay, I think you guys others can hear clearly. Yeah. Okay, guys, if you can't follow it, rewatch back the video later. Okay. So
Right.
listen here again. When you look at the second one, the first one we know is descending. The second one is ascending. Okay, ASD. Okay. So if you go through the second one, if you have 5 items, okay, 5 items, it will choose 2 only to show, but it start with the first one. First one means these 2, because this one is 0. Clear? Understand? Okay, right? Everything clear? Okay, good. So you can try on it. This one also. Okay, now you also can apply count. Okay, you want to know how many record do you have from this table. Okay, so in this table there are 5 records. If you return you 5. Okay, so and you also can try to change a little bit. You want to count actually how many users, but this is a kind of stupid, right? How many users okay, it's possible. Okay, there are some users because this is not the primary key, and we want to know actually how many users actually having this email, right? How many? Okay, so go and try, then you see it give you the number as well. And these are all the things that I have shared with you as the summary. Okay. Okay. Now I want to glance faster. Okay. This one, all this actually, whether it's a char or var char. Okay. We take a look on the data type. A quick one. So data type, it can have a text field, binary, number, or incremental field. This one we use it for ID or primary key usually. Okay, this auto increment field, auto numbers. Okay, so you also can have the string character type, where char and varchar, the difference is that you already specify the space. For example, you specify 12 as a length. So whether you use 1 or use 2, then it still prepare the location for you. It's a kind of ways. Okay, if you set the length is too long and then you are not sure how long you want to input into that field, so char, you might waste the space, but it is very effective if your string is very small. The search is very fast. So that's why sometimes you will see we use the name for the varchar, because your name and my name length is going to be different. So you're going to change the length of this field according to the characters that we input in. Okay, depends on the character that we insert. So this is varchar type char. And of course, and guys, I'm not sure how many of you be aware about this one. Okay, but if you create an application require a long text from users, like for example create a text area for blog. Okay, please don't use this tiny text after 255 character, then user cannot enter already. Okay, so these are all the type that bounded to the length of the input. Okay, so this what we call character set is referred to number of character that can insert in. Okay, if using text means that 65,000 of characters, the ASCII character, okay, can input into this data type. Okay, so you may try, okay, and in your applications project, you may try different data type for different purposes and try on it, see whether it works or not. Okay, can it store in your database or not? So, and all this not used for with indexing or sorting. Okay, this one, the string or the text type, usually we are not used for indexing or sorting purposes. Okay, so binary, we seldom use this one. We can use a byte or variables binary. Okay, and you also can store image and so on, but also not index for these sorting purposes. Why? Because indexing and sorting purposes usually we use integer. Okay, and you also can insert objects. Okay, objects like image file, this what you call music file, whatever files. Okay, movie, PDF, and so on. But please, your database is going to be very heavy. Okay, if you try to store all those huge file into your databases. Of course, if you have a few number of record, you won't feel it. But if getting more images into databases, then you will feel that, oh, the image loading time is very slow. Okay, so these are we call binary large objects that also bounded to specific size. So in dealing numbers, okay, this is a precise what do you call data type compared to float. Okay, compared to double that you learn in your programming. That's why when you want to do some searching, usually we use the integer. Okay, so float and double, this is only approximately digit. That's why the accuracy is limited. Okay, don't use floating number for comparison. If you do the programming 1 or 2, usually I think the lecturer will tell you when we do comparison, don't use the data type for floating or double. Okay, the precision is not correct. And of course, we do have others, the data type like date, time, and so on. All this one you can use, okay, to store in your databases. Last part, I want to talk about key and indexes. So if you still remember at the beginning of the lecture when we have a random access case, okay, I will store the index file over here so that I can achieve the particular piece of data as I want. And this is what we call indexing. Before we go for indexing, I want to share with you something called increment, where usually this one we apply on the primary key and we don't want the user input it. So when there's a new record coming in, it will auto increment. You don't need to know how it works. You just need to know how to write the SQL statement you do. So this user ID is an integer type, and unsigned means I only accept positive numbers. Not now means that please fill in the number for me if I don't do that. Okay? So beside that, you have two field here, and you set the user ID as the primary key. Now, you see one index here, right? This index, actually, we can use different algorithm to do the indexing, okay? But then the thing is that in this case, you don't need to bother about those algorithm behind the scenes, okay? So what does it mean by index here? When you put an index in for the email field here, it means now you tell your database server, okay, I'm going to use this email field very often. I don't know how you do it, okay? Make sure that when I search for email, please return back to me as soon as possible, okay, as soon as possible. So they might use an appropriate algorithm to do the indexing. it can use hash, okay, algorithm that you learn in your databases, right? Not databases, in your data structure, right? You learn a lot of data structure, right, to manipulate with the data. So this is the place that we apply, okay? A lot of algorithm that we can apply on this what they call email field. So then we will improve the searching process, okay? So a lot of SQL function as well. Please go and search it, okay, if you want to know more about it. So for the indexing, try to imagine here. If this email, I try to search, you go into the Facebook here, okay, and I need to find this email for 5 million users. I think over 1 billion now, right? So it's going to be a very long time for you to search for it, isn't it? So we don't, you need the algorithm for indexing this email. So here we try to take a look on 2 different algorithms. The rest of it you learn in your data structure, okay? Hash and tree here. So tree is very good when you want to go for what you call sorting, okay, sorting purposes, and tree is very good. Hash key is where you want to search specific value, okay? You want to search a very specific value, search algorithm is very good. Okay, so that's why we introduce the data structure. A lot of students don't understand why they need to learn the data structure. What is the purpose? Where they apply it? This is the place where you apply. Okay. So and I share with you what is primary key, what is index. Okay. So take a look on B3. The B3 concept. This one actually I just give you the extra knowledge. B3 basically we arrange the data into block. Okay, into a block here. So just like the disk just now, I create a block of data, okay, in the disk. So when I want to search some things from this point, I direct come into this part first. So I want to search some things, it will point to another locations. So the concept is just like this. So I want to search for any value between 6 to 16 if you come into this block of data. I don't need to go through the others, right? I can skip all these things. If I go through, search all this, although my mechanical speed is very fast, the head is very fast, I still require some time, right? So I need the help from the algorithms, okay? So, and of course, if you want to search for example, you can further break this block of data into another 2 block here, okay? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this block, another 5, 6, 7, 8 in another block, right? So it's how you break down the things. So this is about the algorithms under tree. Another one is a hash. So hash basically, I told you is very good in searching specific items. So usually it depends on the key. So what is this key about? So the data that you store on it, okay, it go through a series of functions, okay? So when you go through an algorithm and this value going to give you 1 value, okay? For example, in this case, it gives you a value of 2. So how to come up with this value 2? It go through a series of functions, all right? So this is what we call the algorithm behind the scenes, okay? And sometimes you notice the algorithms for this searching, it combines hash between hash and also the tree. And a lot more, okay, that you learn in your data structure. Okay, so that is what we call hash. We generate the key based on the value of particular field. Okay, and then you search for particulars, what they call data after do a sorting. Of course, in this hash functions, you need some time to do the sorting in this case. But once you sort it, you can achieve data in a very fast manner. Okay? Okay, and the index in this case you can leave it blank here. You don't specify any algorithms. Okay. So later you can change it if you want. You can alter the table on this user. Okay. You add an index using B3. It's okay. Okay. So, but usually what I did is that in what we call normal circumstances, we just leave it blank. Your data engine will try to choose the best algorithm for this set of data email. Okay, different characteristic of data, they're going to use a different algorithm for it, but definitely they will choose the best for you. Okay, so that's all. To end all these sections. Any questions?
No, doctor.
Okay.
Clear.
No questions, right? Take your attendance, right, and continue your lab sections, okay? And I will see you next week, and we're going to have the assessment 1, okay, the first assessment next week as well. Okay?
Which day, doctor?
Which day? Not decided. You just prepare whether it's Monday, not Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay? Any questions?
It's better if it's Tuesday if you can, because
What?
we have 2 midterms on Wednesday.
Okay.
So,
I know, because next week all the midterm. All the
Yeah.
paper will be on next week, week number 6.
Okay.
Because
Alright.
Wednesday, three exams.
What is that?
We have
Wednesday, we're having three exams back to back. So that's
Wednesday will be better because
I can't hear you guys. So many people talking.
we have 3 tests on Wednesday.
Okay, then I make it on Tuesday then. Is it
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Good.
So see you on Tuesday, guys.
Doctor, any tips on the assessment?
Oh, this on assessment means from chapter 1 until today. Watch the video lah, guys. Not so
Yeah.
difficult, isn't it? This subject, is it very difficult for you guys? No, right?
Yeah, but we have a lot of
Maybe.
study, like a lot of
Maybe.
chapters.
I think this courses is very easy. No need to memorize. And you know what? You can refer to the notes if you want. Okay?
Okay,
On
doctor.
Tuesday, you can refer to the notes you want. But remember, you need to submit on time. If you submit later than the time, the question is 0. The answer will be 0. Okay? The marks will be 0.
how long
Okay,
is the
doctor, you give us 3 hours.
Huh? What?
how long is the assessment?
Every question, there's a time.
Oh no.
Every question, there's a time. Okay? So once you're done, you must submit. Once you're done, you must submit. Okay? If you submit later than the time, then you only submit because 0 marks. Right? It's based on the time. Okay? And you can refer to notes you want. I open books for everyone. Same to your final as well. Your final open books as well. Okay?
That is if the questions. if the questions are in the book.
No worry. The questions to me is very easy. I no need to open books also can answer.
Yeah, for sure for you, doctor.
Huh? Again?
For sure,
Every
that's
question is easy for you, doctor.
I tell you what, you just need to answer the questions in the lab exercise. So far, we have a second lab now, and all the example that I share with you during the lectures. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
The scope is just follow the lecture notes. Okay? Until today. Okay? Right? So take attendance, and I see you on next Tuesday. Bye.
Doctor,
Yep.
how many questions?
How many questions? I can't remember. Okay, there's objective. There is also structure questions. Okay, there's section A, section B. I think objective question we have 20.
Done.
Okay. So all the best. See you next Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. No questions then?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Doctor.
Bye, Doctor.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye. Bye.